Okay, let's try this again.
Garteret.
Is anybody there? Can you hear me this time? Seems we had a little bit of technical difficulties there. Seems a lot of funny things have been happening with my phone in the past few months since started to run election. Can anybody out there please confirm if you hear me now or not? Can you folks hear me, please? Can you confirm before we go further? Debbie Wood says thumbs up, so I guess that means you guys can hear me. Now you can hear me. Thank you, folks. Hello, everybody out there. Wait a second here for the people to come back in. You have sound. Thank you. Thank you very much. My name is Fred Gattuso. I am the Republican candidate for mayor of Carteret, New Jersey. And I know this was supposed to be on at 7 o'clock tonight. But we were tipped off actually a little while ago that the mayor was going to be putting up a post on his Facebook page about me, about the article that came out about me today. So we wanted to wait a little bit. So that's why we went on at 8 o'clock instead of at 7 as planned, because like I said, some people close to them on the inside tipped us off that he was going to be doing that. So that's why we are on at 8 o'clock. I'd like to explain that first and foremost. You can hear you. Thank you. I'm going to ask everybody to please hold off on the questions and comments until I'm done reading a statement. For those who, I have a statement. We're going to answer some questions at the end of all this because, like I said, and as you folks who have been supporters of Team Carteret and have been watching our videos, know that we have always been nothing but open and honest to the public and to the residents, and transparency. That's all that we're ever going to be. And that's why we're doing this video tonight, to clear up a few things right off the bat. So I'm going to read a little statement that I have written up here. And I ask you, please ask me anything you like after I'm done. And I will answer any and all questions afterwards. This live chat tonight is a response to an article that was put out earlier today by a website, Insider NJ, I believe it's called, or insider.com, which the mayor just happened to share an hour before I was coming on. Like I said, we were tipped off to it. That's why we did not come on at 7. We came on at 8 o'clock. I was actually informed about this article from the reporters this afternoon who messaged me on my Facebook page, on this page right now that you're watching on. First, let me say this. I have already spoken to an ELEC attorney down at the ELEC office and went over my files with everything that was turned in as required. The ELEC lawyer was very curious about this situation because these false charges that were put today in on me were not from the ELEC Commission. After talking to the attorney, the ELEC Commission said I did nothing wrong, and I have been in complete contact with the ELEC Commission since the start of this election, since April 2nd, about the do's and don'ts of what I can and cannot do in this election as far as raising funds, as far as signs, as far as everything, because this is my first time running for office, so I wanted to make sure every single thing was by the book and to the T, because we knew certain people would try to bring these things up in this election. So everything that I have done in this election so far, as far as raising funds or whatnot, I double, triple checked it with the ELEC fund, the ELEC board. I did nothing on my own, without any knowledge of my own. I contacted them left and right every single time before I put up a GoFundMe. I even asked them if it was okay to accept cryptocurrencies, which we never accepted $1 in. And they gave me the approval on everything. As far as handing in paperwork, I have everything documented, screenshotted, receipts of everything, every penny that was spent in this election. We've reported every single donation over $300, which we were told by ELEC we had to. I put in every form that was required of me. And like I said, we have proof of that. I even have receipts of the of the 2-day shipping that I put in, paying $28 on one and $4 on another one to put them in. So everything that we did as far as ELEC goes was by the book. And the ELEC lawyer today that we spoke to confirmed that and reassured me that if there was anything serious here, that they would have contacted me a month or two prior to this going on. Again, let me restate that again. The ELEC board didn't put charges on me. These were put on to me by people that work for the borough and happen to work for the campaign of the mayor. These are not charges. They filed a complaint, by the way, okay? These are not charges, and just like the ELEC lawyer told me today, I have nothing to worry about because I did nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong. So there's nothing to worry about, folks. But I like to finish making my reading my statement here before I read any of these comments and stuff. I ask you all please to hold up. What? There. Oh yes, these complaints, as the attorney said to me today, he found it very strange and fishy that he found out about these complaints pressed against me today, filed against me, I should say, from the press and not from inside. That usually these are handled internally and investigated, and he said it was very fishy that these were put out to the press before even investigated or anything. And once again was reassured I had absolutely nothing to worry about. Yes, like I said, these types of complaints are never made public unless they are being used as a form of retaliation, as the ELEC lawyer confirmed to me and to my legal representation today as well. Let's set a timeline here, folks. Yesterday, a borough employee by the name of Deborah Belawacek made an uncalled for, disrespectful comment, as many borough employees do to residents. I might add a follower on a post of mine on my mayor page when she was called out about calling this person basically a crackhead, who I understand these two were actually friends for 30 plus years, and then went on to continue to comment about properties the borough of Carteret owns. Now, this woman she called a crackhead happens to be a cancer survivor, by the way. They went on to continue to comment on properties of Carteret. Yeah, she went on to continue in the same exact comment about properties that the borough owns. We started to compile some information and look into this. Even more information came to us as we were looking into this from outside sources as well. She didn't like that. It seems the property that she lives in at 237 Pershing Avenue is owned by the borough of Carteret. Therefore, first, there are no taxes being paid on this property. Just so you know, any properties the town owns, they do not have to pay taxes on. They are classified under 15C. So why is a borough employee living in a house that the borough owns and does not pay taxes on? Does the employee pay rent? And if so, how much? And where does that rent go? And being that the borough owns this, which means it's the public, we have the right to know these things. I went down today and Oprah requested this information today. So retaliation. Let's continue. If you read the article, you will see that her daughter Jennifer, who also happens to be a borough employee, who also happens to live at the exact same address, she handles the Oprah request, by the way, folks. She was the person who signed this complaint against me today. She was one of them, as well as the head of the Democratic Party. This morning, around noontime, a little earlier, she was actually witnessed and recorded at Robert Wood Johnson, right across from Borough Hall, bragging and boasting that she went and that what was coming today towards me, and they were celebrating it. I've heard these recordings. Yes, I have. At the little place you can eat over there, the Let Us Eat. By the way, they make good smoothies. They were boasting about this article coming out and how this is in response to what was posted yesterday as retaliation towards me for bringing it to the public's light. It's retaliation for what was posted on social media. Yes, like I said, somebody may or may not have recorded her saying these things. ELAC told me I probably will never hear from them again after this phone call to them today, which I reached out to them willingly. I even gave them all my contact info for anything they may ever need in the future, and was willing to provide them any receipts, any information that they would need in their investigation. And I was told not to worry, and once again, from their part, there was no wrongdoings on my end. Now on to the mayor calling me a criminal, both on his website. Thank you, Dan, and thank you, John Solanas, for the heading. But let's remember that many, many weeks ago, I put it all out there about me regarding this. I have nothing to hide, and I am definitely not a criminal. If I was a criminal, once again, I could not be a notary public. I could not have my stamp. I could not have worked with special needs kids. I could not have been on the list to be a police officer. I could not have worked in a military veterans home for the Division of Military and Veteran Affairs. I could not be taking my test in the next few weeks for becoming a CNA, which I was fingerprinted and did a background check for the state of New Jersey last month, which I passed, by the way. Which I passed every background check, every fingerprinting. So therefore, I'm not a criminal. I was very open and honest with these people, with all you folks, the way I've been from day one. That yes, I was arrested before and all charges were cleared against me. Does not make me a criminal. I do believe at the end of this election, we will find out who the real criminals are in this election. And I promise you residents that you will know who the real criminals are in this election. That I give you my word. Am I a criminal? No, I'm definitely not a criminal. Could not have worked at a school in Harlem with special needs kids. Could not have worked at a school up in Chatham. Could not have done private care. Could not be a notary public, which I am until issued by the state treasurer until September 6, 2021. The media called me today, quite a few of them, to be honest with you, to get my statement. The Insider wanted a statement from me, and I refused to give them one, because how dare they put out an article like that about me and slander me to call me a criminal. And yes, folks, that's exactly what this is. This is slander, and this is defamation of character. So, one of the reporters, I got reached out for numerous reporters. I was on the phone for many hours today with them. Open, honest, willing to show them all my records, everything. And I told them a lot. They got an earful. And one of the reporters, very nice person, even went down to the Middlesex County Courthouse to look into my so-called criminal past to see about this, and was even stated by the person, there is no criminal record. I was arrested, but I was never charged. I was never convicted. So you have to be convicted to be a criminal. So Dan, once again, I ask you, why do you continue to call me a criminal? Are you scared that the residents will know who the real criminals are by the end of this election? Because they will. Trust me, they will. Speaking of campaign funds and donations, the $1 Million Mayor has had contributions totaling, just for the primary elections alone, folks, $334,512.16 just for the primary election this year alone. And that's not including the councilman's contributions. This is how much money the $1 Million Mayor is willing to spend to buy this election. Yes, buy this election. $334,512.16. That's how bad he's willing to go to buy this election to get his pension. We didn't even raise 1% of that. Just a little tidbit. A contribution was made on February 20th, 2018, this year, by a judge's wife who runs on the circuit in this town and another Middlesex County town for approximately $2,600. I'm not sure if that's completely legal or not to contribute if you're related to a judge, and I'll just leave it there at that. There is nothing else that I have to say about this. If there is any questions, I am more than willing to openly answer them, because I want transparency. I am making this video tonight to clear out my name from these false allegations and false charges. And like I said, again, at the end of this election, we will find out who the real criminals are. This is nothing more than another form of retaliation that has been done numerous times from this administration. This is a retaliation against me for exposing the truth that a borough employee lives inside of a home owned by the borough that's 15C and tax exempt, which is technically owned by the borough. And they also weren't so happy about me Oprah requesting that today. This information can all be found if you do a little bit of research. It's open public knowledge. So I'm here to clear my name. I have nothing to worry about. I have nothing to hide, and I did nothing illegal. And as far as the signs saying that I didn't put an address on it, when I contacted the ELEC board, I was actually on the phone as well with the people who made the signs, so we made sure we had it exactly how it was supposed to be stated. And they told me it needed to be stated, paid for by the commission to elect Fred Gattuso, which is what my campaign fund is called. I was told that I was able to have a GoFundMe, that there was nothing wrong with that. I was told that I was able to accept cryptocurrencies, even though I have not accepted any. I submitted everything, all my forms in time to the ELEC board. I was actually on the phone with the ELEC board when I was filling these forms out, and I can produce phone records of that, as well as copies of the ELEC board, of the ELEC forms, because I made copies of them, because I knew that they would be doing something like this. So, everything that they have put out in that article is absolutely false and fake news. Absolutely. Why are they calling me a criminal? Because sometimes when people are what they are, they call others what they are. That's why. So, with that, I will now answer any and all questions that you folks, the public, have to ask me. I'm going to go back to the beginning now because I have nothing to hide, and I am nothing but transparent and open to you residents. I have been fighting for you residents. They are upset that we are exposing the truth about what they've been getting away with for so long. That's why. Now, let's go back here to the beginning, and I'm going to read them. Ask me anything you like, and I will answer any and all questions to the best of my ability. People say they're hearing me now. They have sound. It's better. Hello to everybody out there watching. Thumbs up, everybody. They're getting thumbs up, everybody. You can hear me now. Thank you. Yes, got you. We can hear you. Everybody, we hear you loud and clear. How much better? Yes, yes, yes. You have them running scared. Yes, I do believe that we do. And we've been told from sources very, very close to them that they do. Like I said, their spies even told us that they were going to be putting out that post at 7 o'clock because they thought that's when I was going to do the live video. That's why we waited till 8. Someone wrote in Ryman's site, get the popcorn and tissues. Such a joke. Yep, I wouldn't expect less from these people. Yes, they are running scared. You folks are absolutely correct. Living free. You're absolutely correct. Hello there. Hello, everybody. Hand claps. What does it say here? Good triumphs over evil in the end. The truth always prevails, in and at an appropriate time. Not soon enough, the truth will come out who the real criminal is, who the real pedophile is, who the real sexual offender is, who the corrupt is, who the fraudulent is, who the extortionist is. Absolutely. And not any of these are Fred Gattuso for mayor. Why? Here are the facts. He is currently a notary public that needs a thorough background check to be one. He has been he's been working with special needs kids in school systems and home care that strictly needs background checks very thoroughly. Thank you, Andrew Jones, for posting that for me. Hello to everybody. Thank you for the summary. Thank you for listening. He had the nerve to call you a criminal. Seriously. He was fired for ShopRite for stealing. That wasn't the only reason he was fired, by the way, folks. I know most of the people think that, but that wasn't really the only reason he was fired. And since he became mayor, the stealing has not stopped. Yes, I agree with you there. All money, no caring. A bunch of angry faces. Good triumphs over evil. Okay, Lovey, we already said that one there. We always knew who the criminals are. That's not new. You're absolutely correct. Fred, why are they calling you a criminal? Why? Because they don't want to talk about real issues like them raising the taxes. They don't want to talk about real issues, how they take money from one sector and move it to another sector. They don't want to talk about the fact they've been cashing in a lot of grants in this town. They don't want to talk about the fact how much money we actually owe back on these grants, which really aren't grants, they're loans. They want to do a deterrent. That's what they want to do. They want to try to distract me so I don't get to the issues. Like I said before, folks, how many of your taxes went up this quarter? All of yours did. They don't want me to talk about the fact that the councilmen, you can all request this stuff, they actually pay a lot less taxes than most of the residents do. They don't want that. They don't want the folks to know that they own so many homes in Carteret that are labeled 15C that they don't have to pay taxes on. And apparently now, as we exposed, they don't have just one borough employee, they have two living in there. And that's why this was retaliation, and they went today to go put this complaint against me. How could you live in a home owned by the borough when you work for the borough and pay no tax? And why? Why? Like I've been saying from day one, folks, you need to start asking questions. And to those former politicians out there, who are politicians in Carteret who are no longer, who the past couple of days went around saying that I'm just a conspirator, who I keep leading people on with these bombs dropping, I've done more so far in this election than you have on the ones you've lost. And no, we're not leading anybody on. When the time is right, they will be dropped, like I said, from myself or from other sources. So keep spreading my name as well. They bought the house next door to that house, also on the corner, last year from Linda. I don't know who Linda is. Okay. Since his post is public, calling you a criminal, which you explained to or not, is there anything in campaign rules about slander, or will you seek out other charges for slander? We're going to move on from that right now at this present time. That's all I can possibly say about that. Was I arrested? Yes, Tassie, I was arrested. I was perfectly open and honest. If you go back, I think it was about 2 months ago in May, the beginning of May, to the live chats, I explained everything in detail. I put it out there. I held nothing from the public. I was arrested, and I was cleared of all charges. I was never convicted. I am not a criminal. To be a criminal, you have to be convicted, not charged. So, therefore, I am not a criminal. And as the reporter stated today, after going to Middlesex County Courthouse, nothing was ever stuck to me. So, therefore, I'm not a criminal. Couldn't be a criminal if I'm a notary public, and I have worked with special needs kids for the past 4 years. And was on the list to become a cop, and am registered with the state to become a CNA, and worked for the Division of Military and Veteran Affairs, and was on the list to become a police officer in Carteret. So, to answer your question, was I arrested? Yes, and I was cleared of everything. And I hope once and for all that clears it up. So yes, what the mayor did was slander. It was defamation of character. It was bully. It was retaliation. You had your little cronies go down there and file the complaint, which is total false and BS, because if there was any wrongdoing in my election campaigning and fundraising, the ELEC board, like they told me today, from the attorneys at the ELEC board, would have contacted me themselves months ago. and there was nothing ever to contact me about. Hello to the people. Fake news, lies, and insults are the last resort of insecure people with a crumbling position trying to appear confident. As the saying goes, you can never put a good man down. Thank you, my love, Andrew Joan. And if anybody in this world knows me any better than anybody, that would be you. And Andrew Joan, I thank you for being the one to get me into working with special needs kids. Like I said, that never would have ever happened if I was a criminal. Best video yet. Good job bringing out the facts, Fred. Thank you, Tony Gallo. Tony Gallo for council, Regina Merritt for council, Team Carteret, Republican Party. This is the year. We're going to stick to facts. 2018. This is the year, folks, to finally take back our borough and to end retaliation like what they're doing here. And I give you my word, like I've given you in the past, these kind of tactics that the mayor and his administration and his cronies do will never, ever be tolerated by myself once I become mayor, or Tony Gallo when he becomes councilman, or Regina Merritt when she becomes councilwoman. This is why we're fighting for the people and we're fighting for the residents. This is why we are Team Carteret, because we've had enough of the continuousness that's been going on for 16 years, and it needs to stop once and for all. There's a lot of dirty, shady things going on in this town. The media, the authorities need to really start looking into what is going on here, and it's time. Like I said, by the end of this election, I give you my word, you will know who the real criminals are. Hi, Tina, Joan, Fred, Tony. Hello, hello. Great job. Thank you, everybody. What would be the first thing, if you win, fingers crossed, you would fix in this town? What would be the first thing I would fix in this town? There's many things to be fixed. I would personally like to fix the overcrowding. I know it's the Board of Education, but we'd like to work with the Board of Education to work on a new school, which we've made that clear perfectly many times, to clear up the overcrowding of this school. I would also love to help the residents down in Chrome with the flooding that has been going on Bergen Street for over 40 plus years, that has gotten no attention, and those people have suffered tremendously for it, as well as the folks in West Carteret. Bergen Street is become a river and a lake every time it rains. This administration for 16 years has done nothing to help that situation, to help those people down there. But from my understanding, when election time comes, certain people from administrations may or may not go down there and pay cash to people to vote for them. And it's time for Chrome to step up, because how many more of your kids need to be beat up? How many more of your folks need to suffer from that flooding and from being forgotten about for years? How many? It's time for the entire town to stand up once and for all. Like I said, they can throw anything they want at me. They are not chasing me out of this election. I am fighting for the people. When you fight for the good fight, you don't give up. You stay in it to the end, tooth and nail. And that's what I am doing. And that's why they are doing their slander and dirty tactics against me. What we have been presenting the people are facts. Everything that we will be presenting the people from here on in will be facts. They don't like that. When somebody is dirty and corrupt and they're getting exposed, they don't like that. You're a good guy, Fred. Stay strong, man. Keep up the good work. You're an even better man than me. And thank you for your service, for protecting the communities that you work for, my man. Thank you. I know you talked about it before, but what would be the first thing? I think I just touched that. Was that first thing I think most importantly that needs to be addressed in this town is the overcrowding of the schools, and we need a new school, and we'll work with the Board of Ed to do that, as well as the flooding down in Chrome and Bergen Street and the flooding down on Pinot Street that's been going on for decades that there's been nothing brought to the attention about. That's what we would do, and we would stop all development of any future apartments until we fix those problems with the school. That's what we would do, as well as we would chase the Carteret Business Partnership out of this town and stop any association with them whatsoever, because that is the real black hand that's going on in this town. For far too long, they have forced companies, little small companies in this town, to pay their monthly dues, just like the Black Hand and Godfather 2. People need to look into that. Drain the pond, Fred. What else would we do? Once I become mayor, we cut the head off the snake that's already there. And we would be eliminating some of the positions that we know in there that are not up to par and going along with the corruption. And we would be giving the residents who deserve jobs in this town positions, who are qualified for them, not because they know me and not because we're childhood buddies or not because you make money off me with your real estate businesses and everything else that's going on here as well. So that we also can promise the people. Drain the pond. Fred Gattuso is literally not crazy. Do you think I would go for one? No way. Yes, he is just being crazy heroic, crazy determined, crazy enthusiastic, crazy honest, and crazy brave to expose the mud on the bottom of the pond. I love how much he loves his first love, Carteret. By the way, Fred Gattuso for mayor also pushes the following as well: to keep promoting transparency and being accessible to residents with information and to empower the residents. Thank you, my love, Andrew Joan. And like I said, there's nobody in this world that knows me better than you do. Thank you for being honest to the people. What did I get arrested for? I've made this clear before. I had an ex-girlfriend in the past that put many false charges on me, and I was cleared of all of them. The big difference between the two: one, arrest, non-conviction. This means the person was arrested, but ultimately the charges were dismissed or the person was found not guilty. 2, arrest record, conviction. This shows that the person was arrested, prosecuted, and was found or pled guilty to the offense, which I never was. I was never found guilty. I was never indicted, unlike relatives of the current mayor. So I put that out to the public, and I told anybody out there, if you'd ever like to come view my records, which I saved every single one of them, you're more than willing to. We can meet up, and I will show them all to you, 732-501-6782, because I have nothing to hide. I am open and honest. I challenge the opposition to you. My hands are clean. Everyone has a past. No one is perfect, but not everyone comes out and tells the truth about them. Just saying. Yes, I have nothing to hide. Nothing to hide. Absolutely nothing. From day one of this campaign until we win, there'll be nothing to hide. Even when we're in office, there'll be nothing to hide. We're still going to do these live chats. Our door will actually be open to the public. We will actually be accessible to the public, unlike what you have now and what you've had for the past 16 years, where even the people in that Democrat Party are fed up of it. Like I said, how did you think we knew that they were going to post that at 7 o'clock? We have spies even inside their organization, even inside Borough Hall, and they will never know who they are. And those people are even fed up of what is going on. Team Carteret, Team Carteret, Team Carteret all the way. Absolutely. Hit that share button. Yes, everybody, please share the truth. If you're ever going to share any of these live chats, please let this be the one that you share. I'm asking, that is my one request to every single person that is watching it, to the 70 people that are watching this now on my side. Please share this to every single resident, to everybody that you know. Share it 5 times. Share it on every page. Please share this on the mayor's page in the comments of the post that he put up. Please, if you're allowed to comment on there, because we're told, nobody's banned on that page. I can't. But please share this everywhere and anywhere you can. Not just on your Facebooks, on your Twitters, everywhere. If you're ever going to share any of these videos, this is the video to share up to this point so far. They're going to be getting a lot more informational as we get closer to this election. Trust me, folks. We can't just reveal everything at once. I'm sorry, that's not the way it goes. And like I explained to you before, there are sources that are going to be revealing some of this information that we can't ourselves. Trust me when I say this. And to those people out there who were former politicians in Carteret that said, I'm just a conspirator making this all up. No, I am not. Hit that share button, everybody. Sean White says pizza. I love pizza, Sean. You know that. That's right, Kelly. Everyone needs to share it. Yes, I do know you too well, You know me way too well. Definitely. In the first place, I would not go for a boyfriend who is a criminal. I'm sorry to mention this, but that is one of my standards. Thank you, Lovey. I appreciate that. And my standards after my ex-girlfriend is that I would never go for that kind again either. Sorry, the comment was supposed to be together. Thank you. The sheep in this town need to open their eyes and see what's truly going on in this town. Yes, they all really do. Don't forget the flooding on Linden Street. Yes, Linden Street is horrendous as well. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you. And as also, we are going to be fighting for the special needs children in this town because for far too long, these kids have been not given the proper education and stuff they would need. And the parents of these special needs kids have been coming out to me in droves to help them. And like I said before, and like to all the folks that we've helped up to this point, anybody that needs their stories out there, anyone that needs to get their information out there in any which way possible that I can help you, I will. And I'm already doing that before I become mayor. So just imagine what we will do when we become mayor and when Tony and Regina become council. You have a choice this year, folks, in 2018. And come November 6th, the power is in your hands. Do you continue to allow this bullying, this harassment, this, what's the word I'm looking for? Retaliation that they have done, not just to myself, but to numerous borough employees, to numerous residents. And if you don't believe me, ask around. They strong-arm people. That's what they do. That's what they're infamous for. They think that they're a gang. They call my family a gang when really they're a gang. They call me a criminal when really the shoe fits the other side. Didn't they criticize a past Republican candidate for allowing a family member to live in a Section 8 house they personally owned, but they allow an employee to live in a township-owned house? Very good question, Brian. Yes, they did. And they also suspended borough employees for making comments even less offensive than Miss Deborah Bella Wachek did yesterday. That's right. And they tried to cover it up and say it was something else. As a lifelong Democrat, I am so ashamed of my party. I'm personally sick and tired of this party trying to cloud the political field with issues that have nothing to do with what the people want to hear. I'm sorry that you feel that way, Susan. Like I said, from day one, this is about right or wrong. That's what this whole election is about. This is why I am running. This is why Tony is running. This is why Regina is running. This is about right or wrong. I am here for the residents. I will help the dispatchers, the police, the fire department, paid and volunteer. And I am the voice for all of you residents who feel that you have had no voice and have been retaliated against and been bullied against and been discriminated against and harassed. I have no problem being your voice, and that is why I am standing up for you folks and fighting. This is not about Fred Gattuso. From day one, this has been about helping the residents who feel silenced, the residents who when you speak up, these are the kind of tactics they do against us. This is how it's been going on for over a decade and 6 years now, folks. For 16 years, this has been going on from this current administration. And it's the truth. It's not Fred Gattuso making it up. Like I said, speak to your neighbors. I am sorry that you feel ashamed of your Democratic Party. Your Democrat Party. I would as well if I was part of the Democrat Party. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Republican. Because if it was any party that is doing these things the way the administration is doing, I'd feel ashamed and embarrassed of them as well. Hopefully you and many other Democrats have had enough. And this year, regardless of party, we take our town back together. Once and for all. Because if you don't, folks, it's only going to get worse. If they're doing this to me, what do you think they've done to borough employees who spoke up or spoke against them? What do you think they have done to residents in this town who just even question them? What do you think they've done? And then they brush it all under the rug. Just like when they tried to doctor the reports about the mayor's brother when they beat up that kid. Just like they hire people who have 3 DUIs over veterans for the fire department. Start asking questions, folks. Why? Why was that done? Why was that done? Why were veterans passed up? Why were veterans passed up that you had to go on this separate list, the buying list, and pass veterans who were on that list, who served our country, for people who have DUIs? 3. Why have so many members of this community who are borough employees have had all their charges and everything covered up or never see the light of charges? Why was maybe a family member or a friend of the mayor, I should say, who maybe got into a drunk driving incident over there by Chebenko Funeral Home, why was that covered up? Why was the one covered up over here by Cypress and Carteret Ave? We'll get off all that, but, why do those things get covered up? Everyone has a supervisor or boss they have to answer to. Who does the mayor have to answer to? Here's the answer to that, Deneen. The mayor, who's the boss of the mayor? The residents. The residents are the mayor's boss. They forgot that. The council and the mayor forgot, and the administration forgot. The residents of this town are the ones who pay their salary. The residents are the ones who can tell them come November 6th, you're fired. You're not doing your job. Your hands are too much in the cookie jar. And if you folks want to know what's right or what's wrong, you decide November 6th. Because you have the power to tell them they're fired. You, your neighbors, all the residents in this borough. That's it. Yes, that's it, Tassie. I guess you're talking about the question you asked me before. Yes. Why does the township own houses anyway? That is a very good question. Why does the township own houses in this borough? You'd be shocked how many houses the borough owns. You'd be shocked how many. I'm not talking 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. I'm talking numerous. We do have a list of how many homes they own in this town, and we are going to be releasing that. Stay tuned. Like I said, I have more information given to me than you could ever imagine, and it's a little bit overwhelming. When you folks thought I was a little emotional on Monday, it's because of all the information that has been given to me and has been proven to me. And whether it's me or other sources that will be revealing this information to you, like I promised you, the real criminals will be exposed before this election is over. The mayor is supposed to answer to the council members. That is the check and balance. That is the check and balance. Please, my brother, do not pass out in a strange place. Maybe I can get a job in the borough then, years later, if that's the case. No comment on that. Fred, we love you. We know you're honest, and we know the passion you have for Carteret. Thank you for being there when the mayor's brother, allegedly for legal reasons, even though it was on live tape, my nephew, and left him scared emotionally for the rest of his life, for being there for me when I told you about the threats, etc. I'm in it to the end, outsider or not. Thank you, my sister. Thank you. And like I said last year, when the police came to me, they came to me to get the information out about what really happened with that brother before the press ever caught wind of it. That's right, folks. I was the one who broke that story because the police came to me because they did not want it tampered with. They did not want it brushed under the rug like everything else has been done in this town. And like I said before, and I'll say it again, we need justice for Monty. And all that police brutality in this borough and everywhere else in this country needs to stop once and for all, because all the bad cops like that mayor's brother make the good cops look bad. And there is great cops on our force in Carteret. And to those great cops, I have nothing but respect for you. Just like I have nothing but respect for our fire department, volunteer and paid, just like I have nothing but respect for the EMTs, for anyone that puts their life on the line. I have no respect for bad cops. They need to go. And one bad apple will spoil the bunch. So I will always fight for you, your family, and for Monty. Always. And nobody will ever make me feel ashamed or embarrassed or silenced about that. Because I fight for justice. I was fighting for the citizens and the residents in this town way before last year, and I will continue to fight even harder when I become mayor. Is the mayor brother still getting paid? Mayor's brother is still getting paid and also got a $5,000 raise since his suspension for over a year. Yes, Linda, he is getting paid. To answer the question. Welcome, Susanna. It's truth time. Yes, it is truth time. And that's all you folks will ever get from me is truth. That's all you're ever going to get from me is truth. Most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. There's a lot of ridiculous things out here. I volunteer to be on your chain gang. Sam, you are my brother. And just like I fought for you, and just like I fought for the other residents in that veterans home who had a problem, and I will fight for every resident, just like the woman in West Carteret who was having a problem with her manhole cover. I will fight for every single one of you. That's what I am here for. I love this borough, I love the residents, and we deserve better than what we've been getting for the past 16 years. For 16 years, we've been strong-armed. We've been victims. And it's time, once and for all, to say enough is enough. Enough of the retaliation, enough of the bullying. Today, with their fake news article that they put out today about me, which they're going to be putting out more, I'm sure, in the future as well. This is what they do, folks. Like I said, I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to be ashamed of. I did nothing wrong. And to call me a criminal, shame on you. Let's go, Team Carteret, please. Fred Gattuso for mayor needs your help and support. Team Carteret, supporters and residents, by sharing this live chat video, must be important with your family, your relatives, and circles of friends, by the words of mouth and through social media. Thank you for your continued support. God bless. Yes, you're absolutely correct, my love, Andrew Joan. We do not have, what was the number? $342,000 plus dollars for our campaign. We did not even have 1% of that in our, that's just what they declared. We did not even have 1% of that in our campaign funds for the primary. And look at what we're doing here, folks. It's not about money. It's not. It's about what's right and what's wrong. And it's time, folks. I sure did have enough. I voted for Trump. Okay. Thumbs up, Deborah. Tony Gallo, any news on Boy Scouts? I know the Boy Scouts do need more scouts, more members. Please, if anyone would like to register your kids as a scout, reach out to Tom Cogan, reach out to myself. I can give you the contact information, or go over to the American Legion over there in West Carteret. It's a great organization, and they need more scouts to keep it going. So please, keep it going. Those houses need to be sold and the money put back into the town's treasury. I agree. Imagine how lower your taxes would be if the town actually sold back the property that they took over. How much lower your taxes would go on the houses they don't pay taxes on, but they put their borough employees in. Okay? Or the money given back in tax breaks to the tax. You know what? Actually, I like to go on record right now and say that. That is one thing we're going to do when I become mayor. We will sell back every single property that this town owns, every house. We will sell it back, put it back on the market, sell it. And every penny that is brought in from selling these homes will go towards tax breaks for all the residents. I am saying that right now. I put it on record, and you can quote me by saying that. Thank you, Tony. Makes you wonder, why someone's taxes went up. Interesting. Exactly. We're not talking one or two homes, folks, that they own, that they pay no tax on. And like the people asked, why does the borough own homes? Like I said, we have a list, and you're going to be shocked and alarmed when we release that list to you folks. And we are going to be releasing that to you, and I'm going to be releasing every bit of information that I have. Whether I can talk about it right now or I can't, you're going to hear it all from myself or other sources out there. It's all coming. Not victims, survivors. Amen. You are absolutely correct. We are survivors, and we will survive through this. We will survive through this, and we will survive through it together. And we will fight together as well. Will you wear your old school Zubaz pants at your inauguration? First off, for the record, I've never wore Zuba pants in my life, Brian. I wore skids when I was 14 years old. I love skids. I wear my Zuba pants. I never wore Zuba pants. I wore skids. I love them. If they made skids, I might rock them again with my Swatch watch. Maybe I should post a photo of my skids. I love those pants. They're the most comfortable thing ever. Truth and transparency will always take you further than money. You're absolutely right. Stay golden, pony boy. Stay gold. Thank you, brother. Very true, Kelly. Okay. Seems that we're at the end of all our questions. I'll wait another minute to see if anybody else has any more questions to ask me. If not, we're going to call that a night. But I hope I made myself perfectly clear here. Welcome, Jake. I hope I made myself perfectly clear here and cleared up any confusion. And like I said, if they thought that was supposed to make me upset and discourage me or something, or try again. Because I have nothing to hide. I've been open and honest with the people from day one, and that's all I'm ever going to do. Love a Swatch watch. You're absolutely correct, Rich. Remember, Christy, we used to have the Swatch watch with a little guard around it and stuff, me, Rich, and all them back in it? So wait, what were you arrested for? I'm confused. I explained that to you, Tassie. I had an ex-girlfriend that put false charges on me numerous times, and I was cleared of all of them. And that's it. Anyone wants to privately call me, you can privately call me at 732-501-6782. And we can talk in private. If anybody has any information you would like to reveal to me in private that you would like me to get out to the public, we never reveal our sources on who does it. We keep everything confidential. I hope that cleared that up for you, Tassie. Keep pushing, man. You do you. No, Chris, we're going to do for the entire borough because we're fighting for the entire borough. But thank you, my man. And thank you to all the veterans out there who served our country. Thank you to all our people in service, fire department, volunteer, paid, all our good cops, all our EMTs. Thank you to you all. I believe in you, Feed. I believe you said Fred, but thank you, Team Carteret. You have a team of Team Carteret behind you. Thank you, folks. Supers of Skids, total old school joke from us back in the day. Brian, I remember back in the day playing basketball on our knees upstairs in your house. You still to this day had the coolest room in the world when you went into your closet and you had the secret room upstairs. Loved it. Loved it. I believe you, Fred. Thank you, Tassie. I have nothing to hide, like I said. If you want, you can give me a call. I'll let you look at all the paperworks and you could read them yourself why I was arrested and all the proof that I was cleared of all them. Like I said, could not be a notary public, which I am until September 6th, 2021. And it was actually, there's my seal, my stamp. I got my seal over here as well, which was actually pretty hysterical because when I got the information from the insider, today is my seal. When I got that information that they were putting that article out today, I was actually notarizing something from my school. I swear to God, I was notarizing something when I came. It was hysterical. I meant to write Fred. I understand, Tassie watched the older videos. He tells you. I got in the complete details about that. njparcels.com. I don't understand what that is. All right. So I guess that's the end of it. There's no more questions. I remember your ex. She was, yeah. I'd rather not remember her, Bill. I'm much more happier with the love of my life I have now. She was a piece of work. But I think a lot of men our age had some women like that in the past. All right, everybody. I'm going to call that a wrap then, since that's all the questions for tonight. You all have a good night. Thank you for taking the time out to listen to me, to hear me out. If anybody else would like to further discuss this, Like I said, I talked to quite a few news reporters today, so there should be some articles coming out the next couple days. I will be informed before they do come out. What was her name? Oh, don't even bring that there. Oh, not answering. I forgot. Great job, Fred. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time out there. Team Carteret, Fred Gattuso for mayor, Tony Gallo for council, Regina Merritt for council. We are the Republican Party. We are fighting for you folks. We are fighting for all the residents, regardless of what party you are affiliated with. Like I said, this election is not about party. It's about right or wrong. And if you want to tell the administration once and for all, you're fired. November 6th is the day, folks. I will talk to you on Monday night, if not sooner. You never know how the rest of the week might go. Have a good night. Any more reporters would like to talk to me, you can reach out to me too, 732-501-6782. But I will not be giving any statements to the insider who put that article out, who actually has connections to John Solanas. Thank you, folks. Have a good night. Love you all. Team Carteret. Namaste.